Did you know that Japan is the most #1 undersexed society in the world?
Love that for them.
Like 48 something percentage of married people in Japan do not have sex.
Love that.
So much so, the birth rate is staggeringly low.
As it should be.
Because
from the womb to the tomb. Remember, say better for that, so like, oh, right, remember, say me first telling her that. I don't believe in, you know what I'm saying? Not yet.
Yeah. Welcome to the Honey Pot Show. I'm your host, this thing, Honi B. And today, the show's got a buzz.
Bwoyatingz.
I
know, it was
a surprise. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
Wonderful. You know flavored today?
No, just blessed.
Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host Kareem Bwoyatingz. I'm so happy to have you.
Right, we're finally here.
So I just want you to relax, okay? This is the extension of the E-Zone.
Okay.
You understand? And so...
Should we take a shot to start?
Well...
I think we should.
No, we can shot it. Yeah, I have shot glasses. Or we should take a shot in a big cup.
We can take a shot in a big cup.
And then we pour.
Yeah, man.
Because I brought you NSC and coconut water.
I love me some NSC.
Yeah.
You know me, you know.
Yes.
Right. So...
Wait.
By the way, this is what happens every day on the show. All right, so we're cheering to a great episode.
Yes.
And more success. Also.
Yes.
You understand? Cheer.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Father.
Love it.
Yes, sir. I have some ice for you. I have the fancy thong them.
They have chopsticks.
So I'm using chopsticks.
Fancy.
Yeah, as a Japanese. Yeah, right. So, man, that really woke me up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like good morning.
Actually needed that.
Man, so today's our Friday.
Yeah, because
we don't have the show tomorrow. And I know this is gonna be aired on a Sunday, so tomorrow would have been Friday for us. So.
Right.
Yes. So I'm gonna take 50 here.
Come on, 8 more.
Alright. Let's go after use my hand.
Right, as well.
So I never used to do coconut and Hennessy.
It is a thing, chicken wing.
Yeah. Until I went somewhere and people were doing it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, this is high.
Coconut water and rum also tastes very good.
Yeah.
Coconut water and apple jam tastes good too.
Alright.
So coconut water is like the elite chaser.
The elite chaser.
The elite chaser for the elites, obviously.
No, obviously, it's not
it's for the elites. Yeah,
it's not cheap water, my love. Yes. Gotta look at stir. Yeah. So I wanted us to start by because I love to start this way with all of my friends. How we met story. Because everyone is
are we
epic.
Really going to do that?
Yes, we are. Right. So I would say my
version.
little part.
Yes. All right.
So first of all, I came back from Japan, right?
Yeah.
Damn place me. I said, oh, me not work at no work, me not work for nobody.
Right.
And then Razzie inboxes me, big up to Razzie, on Instagram, and he's like, yo, Honi B, I've got this job offer for you at Nationwide. Would you come and do the show? And I was like, send me a show. So I looked for the show and I was like, okay, cool. So it's like, Nationwide want freelancers. Would you come in for an interview? I was kind of skeptical, to be honest. The day I showed up for the interview, as we tell you, I was hungover.
Right.
Yeah, we did late because Simone was like, yo, get here a little bit before 2 because the interview is at 2, so you can fill out the form name. Anyways, girl reach at 2. So I get there at 2 and she's like, I didn't tell my boss you're late. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we're going in on a cliff alone. And this was my first time meeting Cliff Hughes, the Cliff Hughes, Impact. And I remember I sat there and it was so cool. It was just a conversation and it flowed and it was nice. So we talked about everything and it was like, I see why Razzie wants you on his show and I want you on Timeline too and I want you to cover for Kitty when she's not here. And I was like, okay. And I took the job. And then Simone was like,
which month was this?
This was June. So this was about
June 2022?
4th, 5th. Yeah, June 2022, about the 4th, 5th of June, thereabout.
Okay.
So I remember I was sitting on with Simone and she was like, okay, so you're going to co-host with Kareem Bwoyatingz. I was like, Kareem Bwoyatingz? I said, oh, I don't know. Anyway, so she was like, yeah, but he's not coming in yet. He's going to come in a little bit after, and so on.
The fact that you don't know me was crazy.
It was crazy, but I remember somebody did that. Remember somebody did that.
Right.
COVID when they used to do the thing online and Kareem Bwoyatingz after dark and everything there. Anyway, so I didn't know, and I remember I started on my own for a while and thing, and you know, it a go on, and then them say you have to come and I say, what if we can't take him? You understand what I say? I don't know. Anyway, so the first day when I saw you, I remember I arrived at work. I did outside and I want shots.
Yes.
With one cameraman. I mean,
Yes.
who this? I say, I must carry Bwoyatingz this.
Very extra.
So extra.
Very extra.
Anyway, so I said hello to you when I walked in, and then I was there, and they came to me. And they were like, "Oh, we want you to record his promo for
Right.
Bwoyatingz After Dark." And I was like,
Yes.
"Did you ask him if he wants me to record his promo?" And they were like, "Well, he doesn't have a promise." I said, "Did you ask him?"
Them never did ask me. Did
Anyways,
they ask me?
them not even ask him. Anyway, so I'm going there, and you were in there, and you know, I first time we meet.
Right.
I recorded the promo, and I remember you were like, "Oh my God, your voice is so awesome!" And you
Right.
remind me, I say, "Stop lying."
We did a great job.
We did.
On the promo, actually, and it's still my promo to date. Like,
Yeah.
it is still my promo
It's
for
really
Bwoyatingz
sexy.
After Dark. Yeah,
It's a
man.
very good promo.
So it's just so funny because okay, how did I get started? So I've always wanted to kind of be on Nationwide, right? But
Yeah.
I was kind of just thinking about, how would my brand fit with their brand? Nationwide, a serious station.
Yes.
So I would have been invited to Nationwide to co-host on Nationwide this morning, because I think for that month they were doing celebrities, influencers, content creators, and I declined the first offer, and then I go back for the second one, and same time Cliff called me like, "Oh, I have a job for you." Like literally in the middle of the show, because I thought he was calling like, "Oh, what are you doing on the radio? Like this is terrible, right?" So he called and him say, "Yo, I have a job for you. Do not leave. I want to talk to you after the show." After the show, and tell me, say, I know that you're at a different radio station, but I'm willing to get you out of your contract.
Yeah,
I said, "All right, bam, cool, right?" But it's just so funny. My contract was ending. I was on a 2-year contract on a different station, and that was coming to an end. See?
Which station was that?
New Start 93.
Big up New Start 93. What
Oh,
people
oh
start
God,
at
man.
New Start?
Keisha Paul big up herself too,
Yeah.
because she told me yes when enough people did say no. So came to Nationwide, I told him I wanted to kind of write up my contract first. But you understand?
Out of respect.
Out of respect for Keisha, so the contract was ending May 2022, Zane, and this was like April. So I was kind of doing like a little 1 and 2 little thing with them, because I never wanted people to realize that I was going to switch. And it was me and Brittany Clark.
Yes, big up Brittany, who is now
Miss Kingston.
Miss Kingston and St. Andrew Festival Queen 2025.
So she and I were hosting the E-Zone, filling in for Miss Kitty. So when Miss Kitty would leave, we would then have the E-Zone. And then I officially came. So when you saw me, because I am very extra, so when you see me, that was me like doing some documentary style, which still haven't even seen the light of the day, come to think of it.
Which is crazy.
I never would have used it. I used something else. So I was doing like these little, introduction to Nationwide. I had some footage of like Cecile, who did my intro to Bwoyatingz After Dark.
Yeah.
That's Cecile and TC. So I have like videos of that. So the day you saw me, I just stopped in to have some footage. Then I see her and she was walking at heels and pants and whatever. I'm like, who is this girl,
That's
bro?
just for work.
I'm like, who is this girl? Because why she come here in a heels to a radio station, right? So then I said, "Oh, and she carry things to share things." Funny thing is, and I don't know if this is before or after, I can't really remember because my memory is trash. We had a mutual friend.
Yes.
Or mutual acquaintance, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, now me I forward a Nationwide to me, I say, "Yo, me I go come with a brand new team."
Yeah.
I want left everybody over there, so you understand? And the person said, "Oh, Honi B could do something
Your
for
producer,
you."
yeah.
And Honi B did like this YouTube thing, and she also had like a series, and she in a media long time.
On Sun City, blah, blah, blah. But this was before.
This was before, right? Oh yes, it was before. Message the girl, though, right? Someone say, "Hey, it's Kareem Bwoyatingz, I have Bwoyatingz After Dark." At that time, my mind is, she must know my show.
Yeah.
And they said,
Things,
biggest show around town. Bwoyatingz After Dark, all these things. I would love for you to be a producer. The girl come back, "Oh, I don't think I must find out that message. To be honest, I'm going to see if I can find out that message.
Because we then said we would meet to talk. Because I said I'm not sure because I've
Right,
never
and I
actually
said, let
done
us
producing
meet, right?
before. Like I've always been on the other end of things. And you said, okay, let's meet to talk about it somewhere. And I said, I'll think about it.
Right.
But then I knew I was gonna think about it, and you said you know your name to go show up, and I wasn't gonna go.
I wasn't going to use her.
So then I messaged back before, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make the meeting, and I don't think I'm gonna.
I was kind of happy. I was just like, yeah, thank God.
We didn't even know that we were
going
be
to
working
be doing
together
the show
at
together.
the time, which is insane.
And just to show you how sometimes things are, because that was only supposed to be fill-ins, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to figure out. I was just going there for Bwoyatingz After Dark.
Yes.
I was there with Brittany, and then it's gonna be you and I to fill in for Miss Kitty. Then we did a great job. Then I'm offered with the Saturday slot.
Yeah.
Then we did a great job. We've been doing a great job, and then it just so happened that unfortunately Empress left. We were going to get that slot.
Yes.
The 1, 2, 3.
The 1 to 3.
And then Miss Kitty ended up
Miss
leaving.
Kitty left.
And then they must say, all right, you guys can choose. You
Yeah.
guys are going to run off the afternoon. And I was
It's a
just
big
thinking about
regret.
it now. It obviously everything was aligned because I wanted it to be a producer for me for Bwoyatingz After Dark. It never
I would
worked
have been a
out.
trash producer, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. And then like us meeting, like crossing paths
Yeah.
on that day when I was there and you came in. Whenever planned on whatever, and then they said, "Oh, do you want to just do your promo now?" I said, "Of course, yeah."
Yeah.
And then here we are. It's been years after.
What sticks with me is our first show together. Remember, we don't know, we're not the Adams,
Absolutely right.
And Ricardo called you in the break and said, yo, you
Yeah.
guys have such great chemistry.
Yeah.
You need a show together.
And the funny thing is, Ricardo from Nationwide, by the way, Ricardo and I know Ricardo from I was living in New York, right? Because I know Ricardo from Twitter. So Ricardo would know, and if anybody followed me from back then, Ricardo would know the version of the dark, right? So when he called, that was like him saying a confirmation, like, yo, bro, like she's really good. Like you guys are really, really good together.
Yeah.
Because Ricardo knows I'm very picky, right?
Yeah.
And after that call, I'm just like, yeah, because it felt natural. Like it felt like
It really did. And it's funny because when you're just working with somebody, you don't know how they are, right?
Indeed.
And and we say this all the time that we are yin and yang.
Indeed.
Like I am incredibly unserious and just just the silliest of things, and you are very poised and you're more controlled, and it works.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It does. But
Yeah.
who would have thought that we would have been on the radio every single day in the prime time afternoon slot of 3 to 5? That
Taking over from
take
Kitty.
it. Oh God, come on.
That was huge.
And the
That was
people them they
huge.
beat to do it.
Them they
Them
beat
her for
me.
months.
And them beat me. Can them love beat woman.
Yeah.
And then can't take your advice. I'm with this.
Yeah.
I'm with that. But here we are.
And some of the same persons, who were skeptical at first.
Yeah.
So some of the listeners, they are now some of our biggest supporters.
Exactly.
On the show. So
And that's the beauty of it. It proves once again that consistency.
Indeed.
Consistency over hype, consistency over talent.
Yeah.
Just keep showing up
Show
and
up
keep
every day.
doing the work. And
Every day.
the effort, it will pay off.
Indeed. And it has been
Way to
paying
go,
off.
man. How
What are
many
you doing
years
now?
now?
2?
2 and some.
2 and some, yeah.
Because end of this year is 3 years.
Wait. Unofficially, it's been 3 years.
Already.
Yes, unofficially 3 years.
Right, because we started the June
Right,
2022.
like just filling in. So
Yeah.
so it's been 3 years that we've been working together
Yeah,
from last
wow.
one. Crazy.
What would you say that it's crazy that I would say learned from working with me over 3 years?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Um,
Or let's just also that, but also how has that changed or affected you?
I think for me, I'm glad that you weren't somebody that knew me from before. Because I think if that was the case, it would have kind of been like it is your show, Kareem, and I am just a sidekick. So I'm glad that you never knew me from before. But what I also appreciated is how well read you are and very intelligent, right?
A lie.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
gimmicks aside,
Yes,
yes. On the show, it's an entertainment show. So, obviously, and we do talk about, serious things every now and then, but, you're a very intelligent person. So, it's not just surface level things all the time. And we can, match each other energy, and agree to disagree sometimes. And I like that because, again, if it were somebody that knew me from before, that was a fan of who I am or of my show, I feel like it wouldn't have sustained.
I think it would have skewed my perception of you because if me
Absolutely.
did know you're from Kareem, big dreams.
They would have told work.
Would have probably said then this a boy with this outside, this at the party, the galang, and this, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and thing.
It
But
would work out.
I think it was good the way it happened.
Absolutely.
And for me, definitely too, like it's difficult, I think, for me to work with people because I have to respect your mind and the way you think and the way you reason. And you are sharp.
Sometimes.
No, you're sharp. And you're intelligent.
Yeah.
And you are able to pick up. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I say things and it go over people's head and sometimes
People don't even understand.
Yeah,
People don't
that's it.
understand. People don't get it. Like the way how we're able to and I've said this in your absence before, even the other day, how there are days when, obviously every day showing up on radio, especially because Nationwide also has the YouTube component of it. So showing up every day in your best self is never going to be easy.
no.
You see me? And there are days when, if anybody know, obviously I've been through my mental health journey. So there are days when I may, have a very, very off day mentally, or, all the losses that I've gone through the past couple of years. So there are days when I'm affected by that and we pick up from each other. So there are days when I am off and I can trust that you're going to be on.
Yeah.
And I was saying that to some people at Nationwide the other day, that for me, I can trust that if I'm not at my 100% or 50%, I just know say the show will still be good.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is I'm just not in the mood today, and each of us just pick it up.
Same.
Pick it up.
Same.
I love that.
Because enough time will come and I know and I feel like this past year I've been really difficult to work with. And like this past year I also feel like I've been absent a lot. And I've been dealing with my own thing with my brother and everything, and there's been trying days, but somehow we made it through.
We've been making it through.
You know what I'm saying? And cheers, man.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, so at this time, before we go into the honey pot, I'm going to bring in some food. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because the honey pot show is also about food,
It has,
Yeah, and we've got Chef Bling in the building. Oh, okay.
Wings, I love wings.
So yeah, I told Chef Bling that you love wings. Bling, what kind of wings are these?
Alright, so they are soy wings.
Soy wings.
wings.
And it's coconut cream sauce.
Told him you love coconut flavored
Love
things.
coconut, yes.
So it's last minute and it's also one of my latest inventions. So try it, tell me if
So when it says soy wings, like
soy
it's
sauce,
Oh, soy
Chinese
sauce.
flavors.
okay.
Got you,
Vibes,
got you.
vibes. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
All right.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Thank
And
you.
use some
Appreciate it.
extra pepper for anything, like the sauce on here.
It's fine for
It's fine.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then coming after that, we have some dessert.
Oh yes, yeah, he did some dessert and stuff too. I was like, yeah, Kareem and listen, Kareem Bwoyatingz is coming on the show, okay? And in my things, so we gotta go all out, okay? That's what I'm talking about. And I know I've started my pescatarian journey, but it's a process. Okay, focus.
If anyone say, would remember, but we'll tell Natalie this. Natalie, Honi B, they are eat chicken.
Listen, it's a process. These are perhaps the only chicken I eat.
Okay.
All right, look wings every now and then. Look wings every now and then. I just that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I love this element because I feel like it really. I don't know. Me just all of a sudden I think about food all the while. Every time I show stop, I can't wait for reaching food. And I'm not even a foodie.
I'm a wings guy, so
I know you love wings, man.
bad.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do next? We're gonna go into the honey pot.
Okay.
And in the honey pot, we just got, some topics, some things we gotta talk about. Some things we
Kinda
gotta
nervous.
talk. No need to be nervous. I see a thing that when we talk about this. I'm real still. I mean, I'm going there and you're going this. So.
Here's the thing, right? I don't like being interviewed,
You're not being interviewed right now.
but I don't like being a guest on anybody's thing.
Yeah.
Because I like to be in control so much. So I don't know what Honi B going to draw for.
Alright, no worries. Guess what, no? You were in control some of the time. Because you next, I will go in that honey pot.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah.
Like the hot bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the hot bowl,
Okay.
baby. But this is sticky and sometimes sweet, but always deep.
Got it.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is Diddy versus the USA. I was disappointed. I remember what it was it yesterday?
Day before?
Day before yesterday. I was at the gym and Chef Bling messaged me and said he knew this was gonna happen. Diddy wasn't gonna get
Ourself factor, yeah.
on the big counts. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because we were talking about it on radio the day before because they had sent back the jury because the jury was like, we haven't decided on
Yeah.
count one. We don't know what to do, and that's the racketeering.
Yeah.
That's the Eureka, because it's so difficult to
It
get.
is very difficult to explain and to get. Yeah.
Damn. So he linked me, and then boom, I went on YouTube, and there it was.
I knew that this was going to happen the way that it did. I thought, though, that he was going to be charged with one of the other counts.
Trafficking for
Right.
Cassie.
So I thought for Cassie, for sure, trafficking, because obviously he had her all over the world. And this is a case that I studied ins and the outs of the case every single day, hours upon hours. I'm reading the transcripts. I am on every single
Yeah, that's
platform you can
mad. Like
think
you
of.
read the transcripts, yo.
Reading the transcripts.
So intense.
Because here's the thing, Diddy was somebody that was like
Idol.
an idol, perhaps, right? So I'm from Harlem, Diddy's from Harlem. And, you know, like growing up, you would hear that this person made it out. You know, like he was a corner boy, he made it out, he was a producer, then a rapper, then a mogul. And so it's sort of like being in Jamaica now and you see like a Shelly Fraser Price or a Bolt or a, you know, like an authentic Jamaican, just a by the way person, just a regular person. So, you know, I was very invested, but I knew that they were going to have some troubles because I must say his team of lawyers were just impeccable.
Listen.
Them did good.
So what I see? Enough of them, you know?
A lot of them, and they were all good. Every single one of them were good. Brian Steele, I think his name is. He was also one of the lawyers for Young Thug. He got Young Thug off the racketeering charge too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. So I knew that it would have been hard, but hey, at least he's going to serve some time.
Yeah.
I wish that he was going to be under the jail, like under the cell in itself. But
We
unfortunately,
wanted him to rot in jail.
to rot under the cell, but unfortunately, he's going to just be innocent.
For me too, I was invested because of who Diddy was to me. To me, Diddy was that guy who, as I said, made it out, helped a lot of people, did so much for the culture and the music. And when I look at Diddy, I always say this, him look like my older brother a lot when my older brother did Slimmer. Okay. But and because of that, I always felt, you know, close to him in some way and admired him. But boy, I tell you, when I saw that video of him kicking and dragging Cassie like that, I just lost everything for him. And I look at him and I feel pity too, because a lot of it is mental and psychological, and so in a lot of ways not his fault, meaning the environment he grew up in, whatever happened to him to cause him to be this way isn't necessarily his fault, you know what I mean? But as an adult man, you have to take responsibility, and him not do that, not at all, because look at it, Carrie. This year, when Diddy knew he was being investigated, up to right before they arrest Diddy, Diddy was having free coughs,
Man was freaking.
and I beat up Jane Doe.
But here's the thing, right? Pretty. So for me, there is this obviously money and power, and I know a lot of people are just saying, you know, these women were in the upbeat and then they know what they might get themselves into and they wanted it and all of these things, and I understand where some people would be coming from. Not say I agree, but I understand where some people would be coming from, see? But even if 99 times it was consensual, even if 99 times the women that he was dating said, hey, I'm down for it,
Let's
down
do
for the
this.
freak offs. You know, obviously drugs kind of cloud your judgment and you kind of feel frisky, and there are a lot of drugs involved. So even if they said yes 99 times, the one time with them said them no and do it, and no means no.
And no means no.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people are not getting. Like, oh, but they were okay with it. Yeah, but Cassie said she was okay with it because she loved him and she wanted to please him.
She wanted to please him. She wanted to make him love her like she loved him. She wanted to be the one. But it's the psychology of it that I think the jurors didn't quite get and wasn't allowed so much to be present in the arguments in the courtroom. So even though they had that psychologist in there for a time talking about domestic violence and talking about how it affects its victims, they didn't really get to go deep into it because coercion apparently is not against the law in the United States right now. And because of that, they couldn't use the word coercion. And it's interesting because and I wrote her down, Laura Richards. And I recommend you guys research her. Laura Richards, she's a criminal behavioral analyst. And she spoke in depth about domestic violence and the psychology of trauma bonding. And what she said is, you don't even understand that sometimes, I get it. Sometimes you go through something so horrible with somebody, even if they're the one inflicting it on you, the fact that at it too on because you love this person, is like you feel closer to them.
Yeah.
I have freaking been there. Where I've been through the worst of things with somebody who I felt like hurt me so much. And in some weird way, I felt closer to this person. I say, how can I feel closer to you when you hurt me so much? And it's the sheer violence of it. It's the psychology of it. And until people understand on that level, they will always say, oh, she wanted it. Oh, she knew what she was doing. They don't understand how trapped you feel and how much you give up on yourself as a domestic violence victim. You give up on you and you just say, okay, there's nothing else. Let me just stay in this relationship.
I always say to people who, have the argument that, but they could have left a long time ago. Zin, I'm always I say to them, pay attention to somebody right here in our community, in Jamaica, on our island, who is with a man. I remember having this lady on Bwoyatingz After Dark, and she was being abused by this guy that she had children for a long time. Abused, you see? And I remember asking her, so why didn't you leave? And she said, he was going to find me. This is a broke man. I don't even think this man pay NHT. The man don't even have NIS, a PO time paycheck. The man broke like a dog, you understand? And if him could have found her, where spot should be at Jamaica, imagine a billionaire, bro. Like, what do you guys think was going to happen?
Exactly.
Cassie tried to leave.
Yes.
And the man said Kid got the car, allegedly, on fire.
I remember at one point in the news, and now forget this, before we knew all about this, and it was, the headline said, Cassie broke up with Diddy and she flew to South Africa or some story in Africa. And it said, Diddy take private jet, go over them. And at the time I was like, oh my God, it's so romantic. That time they poor, big up Pepita. That time they poor. Cassie did try to escape this dirty man, and this man wasn't allowing her to go. You don't even understand how trying to leave somebody and then now make you leave Kareem. It's like say you just give up.
But then we can see it from the video. That was her trying to leave a freak off. And look where, and bear in mind, remember saying when talks about the video came out, when she filed that lawsuit, when she spoke about that incident, remember his lawyer put out a statement and he also said, this is false. There was no incident of that any at all. Remember say people only started to believe her when they saw the video. So if you can lie, so about something like that. If he had even said in that moment, we were both broken people and we hurt each other. I'm going to take this time to reflect. If he said that, fine. But the man said vehemently that this is a lie.
Said not go so Kareem.
And then we see the video a couple months after.
And then he say it was at a dark place in his life.
A dark place in it.
Make that the video name come
Don't make me diss it, Diddy. Right?
Don't make that the video name come out. But anyways, coming week we shall hear how much time he's gonna spend behind bars.
Alright. Can I just
shuffle them?
Shuffle them.
Anything you want to do, friend. Anything you want to do. It's your world, baby.
I got it. Oh, why are people afraid of starting over? Jesus.
Why are people afraid of starting over?
Where do I start?
Where do we begin? Over?
Yeah. Can we start at the over? That's why we're afraid. Uncertainty scares us. And I have told myself, and I've been telling myself this from I've started over numerous of times.
Because we just want to say, me don't feel like you're afraid of start over.
Absolutely not.
You're not that guy.
But
you used to be.
I don't think I even thought about it because for me, life was just easy. Like I had life in my palms. well, that's what I felt, you know. So for me, and you know, I always just feel like, you know, sometimes God just knows say your time in this particular situation, and you know it too, you know. Say my time here has ended, but because it's comfortable, comfortability is a thing. So we're afraid of starting over because we're afraid of failure, and we're afraid of what the people are going to say, and we're afraid of what if it doesn't work out, and we're afraid of why am I going to leave sure for unsure. But no, I'm not afraid to start over. Like I reinvent myself anytime I want to, because you know, some of the greats started their life late.
Very
Oprah
true.
Winfrey,
Very true.
Tyler Perry, Walt Disney. There's so many other greats that started, you know, to really make strides in them 40s and 50s. But I also feel like we're afraid of starting over because of the people that are around us and the environment, right? Because there are a lot of people in our ears sometimes. I tell you, say, but why? Isn't it like, why are you going to start over for? Or why are you going to know? Or oh, yeah, going to make it work?
Yeah, also I think that, you know, people like, I think older people, they get a job and they stick to that job
One thing about them.
until they retire from that job, okay? But certainly as it relates to work, I'm not afraid to start over. We'll start over anytime when it comes to work, because I just feel like it's just a thing that you have to do in order to survive and in order to live. But when it comes to relationships, I'm stuck on stupid right now.
Funny enough, I love a new relationship. It's a romantic phases, romantic stages, like whatever they're called. The butterfly phase.
Yeah, man.
Butterfly,
The honeymoon.
The honeymoon phase. That's what I was looking for. So the honeymoon phase, I live for that. So I don't mind starting a new relationship every like 3 times a year, every 3 months. Because something about that, man, like you just feel excited. Like, can you just imagine asking somebody, you're up on the phone for hours late in the night, and you ask them, so did you eat tomorrow? Like, oh, did you eat tomorrow? Tomorrow even come here, bro. But it's just the excitement, like you can't
the thrill.
wait.
Thrill.
And you all sweep your roof with the broom, and you're just excited. Nice. So that's why I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. Because I love the thrill.
It's pretty cool, the thrill of it, but I don't know, Kareem. I think that with age, when I was younger, certainly. I remember there was a time in my life I was just having 1-year relationships. I would just bam, okay, that's a year, boom, bye. A year, boom, bye. I remember I was doing that for quite a while when I was in UB, right? And then you just get to a certain point where you hit 30 and you're like, whoa, so you're in your 30s, what are you doing? And you realize that it's not as easy anymore to like somebody.
True.
Certainly because I've been through so much. I just don't, it's harder to like people.
Yeah, the options are kind of.
Yeah, because when you say something, when it makes sense, it's like, me I say, it's like it's like me look my entire life. And the entire life not make sense anymore to me because of that one thing that you said. You know,
our pants are them wear.
Yeah, guys, I stopped dating somebody because I didn't like the way they looked in their pants. And it's crazy. No, be true, guys. Be true.
To think about the actual pants, it's crazy, see? But the thing is, the weirdest things turn me off.
Yeah.
Like, you can just, I don't know how to explain it, but my brethren them understand. I can just maybe just see you just not looking your best on one day. I don't just eat that for me.
You know, when I think about you, I think you have such unrealistic expectations of...
They're real. They've been done. They've been done.
Kareem Bwoyatingz.
Here's the thing.
You
go
like
to
you
school.
Women.
Yes.
Because you are so kept and kempt.
Yes.
You expect other people, the women you date, to always be at a certain level. Their nails must always done.
But
their hair must always be did. Always have a fresh set of lashes.
Here's the thing, you can have off days because we all have off days, but like for argument's sake, if we go up on the road, like I'm expecting that you're going to, you know, put your best foot forward and you know, try to look your best.
Yeah.
You know what I say? Like sometimes I've been seeing some guys on some dates with them girlfriends. I mean, I say, bro, like, what are you doing? But here's the thing. You go to school to get a degree, you go to school for 4 years. And the physical thing is the degree in your hand, the certificate. Yes. You learn to drive because you want to get your license, or you're so excited.
Yeah.
It is an experience over here. Okay, like this is an experience.
Hey, people, him?
But, bro, like it is an experience because for me, here we're going on. Like women, they want a man who is financially stable. A man who have six-pack abs. A man who have his own business at the same time. No, hold on. A man who have his own business at the same time. He must be tall, he can't be short.
What?
But while having his own business and while working a job, he must also find time for her. But he must also give her all the time in the world. But he should be working because he can't be a bum and he must be rich. Like, you guys have these weird asks. But if a man say, I would like to see my girl, put herself together. I love to. Because I know that women, when them like do the whole thing and they like them ear and them nails and them so they feel more confident. So
It's
I just
true.
love to know that you feel your
It
best
does
self.
something. I got my nails done today.
Yeah.
And I feel act.
And that's
I
what I
feel
love.
like, yeah, I'm
I
ready.
love to know that like you feel your best self because you might buy a new outfit or you might just get your hair done and you just get your nails done and where I go out and you put on your clothes and you feel good
Yeah.
in yourself. Like that turns me on to just know that you feel good in yourself. I am not hard to please, but he's strict over here.
But just to say though, I know that there are women that have those expectations that you mentioned, but I am not one of them. Okay.
You
The
should
only
be.
thing where's it?
Maybe you should be at this point. Because some of these options are kind of whacked.
The only expectation I have is you must find time for me, but you must still, have your own purpose and your own passion.
What do you... All right, so in dating,
Yeah.
in a situationship, relationship, how often are you expecting you and your boyfriend to see each other?
Every day. Yeah.
Yeah. For me? Yeah. Here's the thing. I love my space, but I don't want like too much space. I want you to want me, but not too much.
You see
Yeah.
there's something now?
Like, I
So
want
difficult.
you to yearn for me and
Yeah.
yearn for my presence.
But at the same time, stay away sometimes.
Right. Because me no want you drop your standards them in your toe. Like, I want you to have my space, but it's
Still feel wanted.
very complicated.
It is very complicated, and
Very
that's
complicated.
why I don't know what's gonna happen to us. It's funny because people in our YouTube chat always say, "Why this generation? We don't know how not gonna find nobody because what we not put up with, what we want, it all seems so much. It's
And that's why some of the
unrealistic.
grandparents, they're gonna die very sad. Yeah. Because them never
Them not
left.
have no grandkids.
Them
You mean your parents ain't gonna get no grandkids?
that is true.
My father right now,
Yeah.
why God go with the daddy. I'm gonna try, but I don't know, man. The clock is
Because
sticky.
life hard out here.
It is hard.
No must find time for mine picnic.
I don't know.
Who I get the money from?
I do not know.
If I gotta choose to buy an equipment to lessen the cost of my videographer for my content, if I gotta choose to, try to further my career and buy Pampas, I'm gonna choose my career.
On that note, Chef Blink, can we get the dessert? Because Kerbrand
Seal it, not team Sovielica.
No man, take it. Come and plant for you. Come
All
here,
right.
sit,
Yeah,
listen,
come on,
say.
yeah.
At the rate at which you are going, I can't keep up with you. You know what I'm saying? Do you want ice?
I'm a drinker. Oh, no.
Okay.
I take it neat. Yeah.
Sure. Guys, Pepita's in the building.
Pizza,
You know what I'm saying?
mamita.
Pepita, do you want some coconut water?
Like a wing.
Oh, you
Okay.
want another wing?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
But question though, do you think that guys are like in your age are just not
In my age?
what you want them to be
In the 30s?
in their 30s?
I think that men right now,
In their 30s.
in their 30s that I'm meeting are all healing from long-term relationships that they were in, that they got their hearts ripped out from. And that don't make no sense to me because I can't find a partner because everybody is healing.
Because there are some wicked girl out the road.
Here I know.
I remember say some way like men can't take heartbreak like women.
Here I know. So yes, are we stronger?
Naturally. But some of us we've gone through like heartbreak in our 20s or that one girlfriend where
Why
they
you wanna
just
stay so Kareem? One girl break on the heart and one of those mash up for the rest of life. One of those bun up.
because we love hard. No, realistically, to be honest with you, like, not for my virgin them got through like just one breakup and that, like that's just it.
Me tell you, after
Like,
like
just one.
not just mash up, nothing else for no in our life. We can't love again.
Because right now I have a virgin. Shit, you know, I know.
I want to hear about him, but Blink,
Yeah.
quickly tell me about what's going on here.
What is?
Alright, so this is a soft serve froyo.
Soft serve froyo,
Yeah,
frozen yogurt.
Yeah, it was made with Pascual strawberry banana yogurt. And this is a honey oat crumble. We're on the honey pot show.
When you old crumble.
Yeah, this is
That's what I'm talking about. This is my chef. You understand what I'm saying?
Alright, this is just what texture. Do you want someone?
Yeah, man, baby.
No, I'm fit the only way it's about him company on the
Really?
what I'm gonna tell we know.
Why would you, man?
So Kareem drive outside and no time for us go and relax a little bit.
Man, we're gonna relax. I pay me actually. Like, he's on the payroll. Like, what is he gonna do? Leave?
Alright,
Oh, this looks really good, Bling. I
When
mean.
the fancy over here, do.
Oh, you gonna? Oh,
cut through the sweetness with a little bit of cognac.
oh yeah, me.
Yeah, I don't want too much.
Oh, you've got it. Sorry, Bling. Yeah, yeah, this chef. You know? Sorry, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Oh,
Here you go,
vibes,
Kareem.
thank
No,
you so much.
this we've never gotten dessert on the show. If you're sitting
Oh, really?
down with-
Oh, nice.
Let's see where you come down. So
Love that.
here you
Love
go.
that. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you, Bling.
No, is that bad?
This makes me feel really good right now. How is it?
The only what something?
Yeah.
Bad man.
You can't say I never taste honey.
But
Damn.
I can get a picture with you eating.
Yeah.
yeah, boy.
I don't know. Makes us really cute in a Bling. I don't know.
And so. Let me please. Alright.
It's just good, Bling. Alright.
Bad man.
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay, Kareem, I'm gonna go back in the honey pot.
Come on, go on.
Maybe for one last one. Okay? Okay. Let me mix it up and see what I got on here. What? Why this nice? Wish me to have one next NEC.
Well, man.
It says, let's talk about vows of celibacy and how realistic that is today. Alright? Now I recently took my vow of celibacy
How long ago?
because it's 2 months now. Many people put on it, I'm looking at something like this, I mark it off every time.
It's been like 3 years for me.
Me know you didn't tell me that, and that's amazing. And I don't believe you. But why me not believe you?
I don't know why. Ask yourself that question.
You're right.
Here's the thing. I was a very sexual person.
Me know. You did oversexed.
Very, very oversexed. You know, I'm very sexually charged.
Yeah.
Was very sexually charged.
From too early.
From too early. And, you know, I was in a 7-year relationship. Everybody's supposed to know that girl. We were together for a long time.
I know her. I found her on Facebook.
Only be fine. I don't know. Only be even find a picture in the first place. But we were together for a long time, so we've done a lot of things sexually. And I remember, like, some of my brethren them used to say to me, like, back in the day, like long time. Maybe because, like, you know, of your exposure to different things because you lived abroad and the back and forth. See? So I've always been a sexual person, but I feel like no. It was a vow that I made to God. Like, I think that I've been just kind of over it. That's number one. And number two, to be honest, because I know how I get, like right now, to be honest with you, I don't even get on it if I am not, you know, like charged, like alcohol,
buzzed.
right? Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's one of the reasons too why I don't go outside. And when I get to that moment when I'm outside, I go my yard.
You don't want to be tempted.
Yeah, but then it's easier now because it's been 3 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I just don't really care much for it. I'm thinking about building an empire and a brand.
Do you think that you will have sex again?
Yeah, naturally.
I don't know. The reason why I asked you that is because of Shaka. Shaka is now famous on the show and famous on the E-Zone too.
Shaka Masaro.
But Shaka, when we broke up, he said that he doesn't think he's ever gonna ever have that kind of relationship with a woman again. Naturally, I may not believe him because I don't believe him, but I find that people are taking those vows more and more these days in their lives. Did you know that Japan is the most #1 undersex society in the world?
Love that for them.
Like 48% of married people in Japan do not have sex.
Love that.
So much so, the birth rate is staggeringly low.
As it should be.
You
Because from the womb to the tomb. Remember, say better for that show like, oh, right, remember, say me first telling her that. I don't believe in, you know what I'm saying? Not yet, like.
Where's the benefit of flushing like old
That's like old rag from the womb to the tomb. Like when you change the toothbrush every 3 months.
We will go extinct, Kareem.
We can at this point. Why it must leave up to me for save humanity? Like why it must leave up to my generation? We've been through enough.
Everybody counts. If you stop, then somebody else will stop. Then I say they're gonna go through. Nobody stop the kids anymore.
We can put an end to Earth at this point. Why? Like we've all seen it. Like, there's nothing else here to see. Like we've experienced it already. Like,
so that's enough. That's a wrap.
That's enough. That's a wrap. It can end with me.
Jesus, come for your word.
Yes, sir.
It took me a while to get to this place where I'm embracing my
celibacy. Because you like to have sex?
No, I used to, but the sex I've been having lately,
boring.
Them lame. I don't know where they come from. They don't know office sex, Kareem.
What constitutes as lame sex, though? Because I feel like we don't communicate to people what we like.
Me, I talk.
But do you also talk doing, and do you also talk afterwards? Like
yeah, but when I chat too much. The ego is a elevating thing. Okay, have someone who feel like say them know everything because they've been with so many women and them this and them that, right? Mm-hmm. But I find that it's just like they're not giving enough, they're not trying hard enough. And then I feel like me too, like I feel like I've gotten so complicated. Like I am emotional, I'm demisexual and sapiosexual. You're lucky. Demisexual, we gotta connect emotionally. Sapiosexual, I wanna get in your head. If I feel like there's this barrier between us, if things aren't going right and we're not talking about it, I'm not gonna enjoy sex.
So is it that things that they're not doing sexually as well?
Yeah, so that plus, because the sex is so much more than just the moment that we're having sex. It's everything leading up to the sex. It's the relationships, how I feel about you, it's how I feel about your head, it's how and I mean both of them. And the thing is, I just feel like people, it's just not.
Sex is just
Someone just. What's the point? Why am I having sex?
But it also gives you a lot of clarity, do you know? Like celibacy.
Yeah.
When I decided to be celibate, it was after a very wild weekend. One of my birthday weekends. So I used to do these things that were just very viral. Like Things Weekend, where all of my friends then we used to just choose a hotel and
remember you showed me pictures.
Yeah man, and it was very wild. And after that one wild weekend, I was like, yeah man, I think it's time for me to just retire. But what it does for me, I'm very.
They weren't freak offs, were they?
No.
Yeah.
No.
The pause is a pause for me.
It was freaky, but it wasn't a freak off.
Okay.
But then like. Since then I've been very level-headed. I'm very clear as to where I want to be, what I need to do to get there. I'm gonna say like I don't have moments of feeling the urge. When I feel the urge,
because you're human.
Yeah,
that would be crazy if you did.
Got my bed.
Just sleep, drink some water, babe.
I'm gonna go up on the road or go watch a movie on Netflix or think about a next content idea.
Yeah.
But a lot of women though have been saying, Jamaican women have been saying, the man them just now do nothing much sexual anymore.
I feel like you need to start a little forum where you talk to the man them about what they're doing and not doing. Because I feel like some man just feel like them know everything and you know
what I also think it is? I feel like it's this, Father God, I hope I don't ruffle some feathers. I feel like it's this, there's this block when it comes on to people being honest about what they want in the bedroom. Because every time that I would have like a sexual episode on Bwoyatingz After Dark, or when I would do like my podcasts and it was sexually charged, the things that I hear that are happening, or the things that I hear that women may want, and I'm just like, all right, so have you asked your boyfriends for these things? Like one woman, she was saying, I want to try X.
Yeah.
And she's in a relationship for like 3 years. And I said, so you did say to your boyfriend? I said, no, okay, no, a Jamaican man. And I said, yeah, but you don't know if he's also into that.
Yeah, you gotta
understand? And then, like, when I would have like these like spaces on Twitter, the man them used to anonymously send message like, yo, I would like to try this with my girlfriend, but like, me not really so sure. And I think that's the problem, because sex is still such a taboo thing, unfortunately, in Jamaica. We don't really know. Like, something as the girl says, I would like my man to spit in my mouth, but he's not going to be okay with that.
Why would you be okay with that?
Spit for dropping a mouth.
That is crazy to me.
Spit for dropping a mouth like a bomb. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Yeah. At NSC.
On that note,
At NSC.
it was great having you, Kareem.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. We have to do
So a
this
part
again.
two. What would a part two?
I have to do a part two because this is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much to talk about.
Jeez.
But friend, thank you so much for coming through.
Anytime, man. I got you.
Guys, listen to our show on Nationwide 90 FM, the E-Zone, 3 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Don't miss it. To miss it is to miss it. You understand? I'm this thing on B. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep this to yourself. Yeah.
Love it.